What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Take One Given podcast. On today's episode, I interview Elias Garcia. He is a purple belt out of 10th Planet Lombard with Omar. He's from Chicago and recently moved down to finish up school here at the U of I. We worked together and we kind of met through work by way of Jiu Jitsu as well. And then, just kind of became one of the guys at the gym. So just had an impromptu interview there / podcast there at the gym, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into today's episode. All right. So we're live. Today I'm interviewing one of the guys that's come through that I work with that comes through and trains every once in a while here at the gym. So why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Elias, I'm forgetting my age. I'm 24. Been training for been doing wrestling. Started that since 3rd grade to the end of high school. It's about 9 years. And then after that, I did about a year of MMA. And that's when I just transitioned over to just straight jiu-jitsu now.
Jiu-jitsu. And you were telling me you trained with your brother. What other than your brother kind of inspired you to follow jiu-jitsu and to train jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu or like the combat sports?
I guess combat sports.
Like we're at the very beginning?
Yeah.
Well, very beginning, I had just moved to a new town, new school, 2nd grade. There was this one kid walking around with a shirt that said wrestling or a wrestling club, U of I wrestling. And I'm like, I kind of want to the bragging rights.
I got it.
So I did wrestling. So that's what got me into wanting to do wrestling. And then once that winter came around, they sent out flyers for the club. And then my brother had told me like, there's signs all over the high school saying that there's clubs, wrestling clubs, like you should do it. So ever since that winter, I did it and I've been doing it ever since.
And how long has your brother been doing just straight jiu-jitsu longer than you have? Or did you guys start about the same time?
Straight jiu-jitsu, he did right after high school. He did more than a year. Did a couple years of MMA, and he wanted to perfect his jiu-jitsu when he started. And we kind of started around the same time. I would say now he probably has more years now that I've taken a little hiatus, but.
Yeah. Well, with, and your brother, just so people know, your brother's still active doing like super fights and doing a lot of tournaments and competition.
Yeah. Yeah. He's always trying to find new places to go compete, try to find new tournaments.
Travel.
Trying to get his name out there, trying to be a top guy.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, it's exciting because as we all know, jiu-jitsu's blowing up and the sport itself is actually starting to come into some money, they're starting to make money. Before, it's strictly you paid
just to compete.
Yeah. Whether you win or lose, you're paying money, you get lucky if you get that medal, if you make it to the end. So, but with you training obviously here for now while you're here, these next, couple of weeks, and then you're going to be heading back up north. What are your goals for maybe the future, whether it be near future or long term, in the sport itself? Do you have any goals in mind?
I mean, I feel like opening up a gym would be nice. That's kind of like a medal, I guess every practitioner will probably kind of achieve, kind of like the cauliflower years, but I don't think that's in my plans. But I definitely at least want to get a black belt so I can say, hey, I put the work in. I made it to the end. Like not just anyone can get in here, come in a year or so, get a blue belt, and then just never come back.
Yeah, dip. And it's always been hard for people to go beyond blue belt or even get to blue belt. But I feel like now with the way that how fast people learn and how much is out there, I think it's so much harder for people to stick around because they're like, I'm getting my ass beat by newbies whenever they're like about to be purple belts or they get that purple belt and they're just so worried about taking the losses. And so I think it's really hard now for people to really commit to it and stick to the thought of becoming a black belt. And
It's not easy. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of people have that like that thing where if they lose, they just suck. You know,
Yeah.
they like it defeats them for so long, and like you really have to understand, no one is unbeatable.
There's always someone else. We're all human, though.
Yeah, there's always someone. Even, and I try to tell, and I've said it on here on the podcast before, like you could be the best at just about everything in jiu-jitsu, but if someone's better at one thing that you're not, that dude can beat you at that one thing every time. And it's just one of those things where it doesn't matter. Like for me right now where I'm at, 100% it's my athleticism. It's fucking not there. Okay. I'm just straightforward. It's not there. I still can roll. I still can move, and I obviously know what I'm doing. But if I had that little bit of juice, I don't know, if I stop competing, your boy might get on that TRT or something to try to come back. But
find that right vein.
Yeah, but I would never do that while I'm competing. Obviously I'm not into all that stuff, but I've thought about just getting, going to the doctor, getting levels checked just to see, because I am getting older.
Yeah.
Obviously, I see you and I see Noah and, all the guys, and I just think like what it would feel like to just have that energy back, to have that recovery back, push myself hard like I used to and really go for it. And I don't know, man, it's exciting to see the way jiu-jitsu is going, but to see, just the sheer level of people that are getting into jiu-jitsu, and you coming from wrestling, which obviously is an amazing sport that I didn't get to do when I was coming up, but
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I wish I would have just known this is what I was going to do so that I could have prepped myself.
Yeah.
And I started late. Like you said, you're what, 24? How old are you?
24, yeah.
24. I started jiu-jitsu at the end of my 22nd year. Like I was right around me turning 23 that I started jiu-jitsu. So I'm like, to see you where you're at now at 24, it's pretty impressive. And it's like, it makes me jealous.
Yeah.
I wish I was there, myself. It sucks. Everyone always says, "Oh, I wish I would have started sooner." But I truly fell in love with it the moment I did it. And I was like, I've done a million things. I've played guitar. I've done, keyboard. I play piano. I can, I play games. I do anything, take pictures. I'm good at like editing, but nothing stuck with me like jiu-jitsu did.
I feel like jiu-jitsu, I feel like just any contact sport, just different. Just having just knowing that you can beat someone up and just having like, it's very humbling as well. Cause although you can think you can beat anyone up now, there's bound to be someone that's better trained, been more time in the gym.
Oh yeah.
You think you can beat them, and then they just get body slammed.
Yeah. There's tough guys. And it's like knowing, especially in regular scenarios, like, we go out to a restaurant or something, knowing like, just looking around, like, there's no one in this.
Put everybody in here in a rear naked choke.
Fuck everybody up in this room, It's not even that I want to beat everybody up in the room. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I think I could take this dude, just the confidence from knowing that you've put yourself through all the gym wars and, all the
different situations where you can be in.
Yeah. It's like, obviously everybody can get a lucky punch, but, I'll pretend I trip just to go to the ground.
Start pulling guard in the street fight.
Yeah. No, it's one of those situations where it'd be interesting now, if I had this training with all the trouble that I used to get in as a youngster, because I didn't know any of these things when people would actually get in fights all the time. I would get in fights all the time, especially when I had my long hair at a younger age. Dude, the guys at the bars would be like, "Were you gay?" They'd be like picking on me all the time. I'd go to pick up my dad because my dad had DUI, couldn't drive himself home. So I'd walk in and instantly it'd be somebody trying to fight me. And it's like, dude, come on. And now nobody says nothing to nobody.
I'll put you out right here.
Yeah.
Or break your kneecaps.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Rotate
God.
the wrong way.
That would be my number one. Like if I was in a legit street fight and I thought I would cripple somebody instantly. Like I ain't taking
straight knee bar.
I'm not taking chances. Like, ain't no arm bars coming for you, sir. I'm a rear naked choke you, or I'm gonna heel hook you. That's it.
So I'm fighting for my life at this point. I'm not just fighting for fun.
I make sure it works out for me. But yeah, it's funny when I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings in Mattoon. When I used to live in Arcola, and when I'd work down there, my manager became really good friends with me. And I actually have a picture up on the wall that I autographed. It's of me rear naked choking a dude unconscious. And it's at an IBJJF tournament. It's up on the wall, right? And this one guy was super drunk at a UFC event, and he was like stabbing the table with a knife, and they were telling him to get out. And he goes, what'd he say? He said something stupid about like, I'm not kind of trying to cross problems, but if you want a problem, something like that, one of those stupid lines. And my manager pointed up the way. So you see that guy? You see that guy right there? He goes, yeah. He's like, what about him? He said, he's right there. And the guy was, I'm like, oh, great. Yeah. Now this guy's going to fucking stab me because
I'm going to get stabbed from my manager over here.
Yeah. I was like, thanks, guy. But, it ended up working out. The guy was peaceful. He got walked out, and we kicked him out.
I don't want to go to sleep.
but the whole time, like, I had to act like I was a bad dude because I was like, this dude's about to try to stab my ass because my manager's throwing my name out there. But I told him, I was like, hey, next time, let's just like try to get him out first. And then if we have to, we can like try to
pull out the big guns. Don't throw me first.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm like, and the whole time I had to act like, I'm game. I'm ready for this. But in my head, I'm like, dude,
I don't want to get stabbed.
I'm about to get
I'm trying to go home.
shanked on my way home from getting this tip. But yeah, I don't know. Jiu-Jitsu does a funny thing to where I feel more comfortable in like, everyday activities, where you're at work, there's not a person in that facility that I'm looking at like, oh, this could be a problem today or something.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's arrogance, but at the same time, just training all the time, you kind of know when people are like, they're not coordinated. They don't have, you can tell half of them, especially if they smoke and stuff, like, that's a 30-second round at max. You know what I mean? So in my head, it's like, I get it. Like, I get where people can get that confidence they can beat everybody up. But like you said, everybody has to be aware nowadays because every 5 people, there's at least one person that's training something.
Yeah.
Even if it's not jiu-jitsu, it's like Muay Thai, they might kick me in the head before I can do anything.
Just not too long ago, I tried a class and I saw this one dude, I would say maybe my height, maybe a little shorter than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, this is my first day, but I'm like, maybe I feel like I can hang with this guy.
Yeah.
I think I landed maybe like a punch or two. This guy was just teeing off on me. And I'm like, yeah, you got to respect who you see.
Yeah.
Then I seen him at work and I'm just like, I'm gonna stay away from him.
Yeah. I had never done any kind of kickboxing, but I'd done a lot of boxing. I did a lot of boxing before I did jiu-jitsu. And this one time we did full MMA sparring, and I went to go punch this dude, and I thought I had him dead to rights. Like, I'm like, I got this dude. I just set him up, double jab. I did a check hook, and I was going to come straight right. And I went to punch him, and the dude kicked over my shoulder, and his foot clean slapped me in the face before I could reach him. I was like, damn. I was like, I thought it was a bad. I was like, it hurts.
I had this all the time, dude.
My eyes went a little cross-eyed for a second. I was like, oh my God. Then I had to just like try to get as low as possible because I knew he couldn't wrestle. He wasn't like a grappler. He was just a straight kickboxer.
Yeah.
So like I had to like try to pretend I was Mike Tyson and get real low and try to like body shot him because I'm like, I'm not trying to get kicked in the face anymore. I was so defensive from then on out.
I feel like once you get hit like that, it makes you want to train even more. Like, all right, I
had to figure it out.
Yeah, like, I gotta figure it out. It can't happen again.
Yeah.
And that's what drives you to keep going to the gym, perfecting everything.
Yeah, it was tough because I had a lot of, I mean, I'm sure it happens at every gym, but I had a lot of like sparring matches where we were going, 50, 60%. And then you hit somebody on an accident and it becomes a fucking war.
Yeah.
They're just like, they're trying to take.
They can't take that good hit.
Yeah.
It's clean. It's not hard. It's just clean.
I had a guy I used to go with. He was much bigger than me. So like I was always aware of, I don't want to get into a striking match, like a real striking match with this guy. But we were like sparring because he had a fight coming up. And I remember he came in to punch me and I had jabbed at the same time he came in and my jab hit him just clean and like instant black eye. Like it was purple after it hit. And he came at me and he leg kicked me so bad that like I felt like that Jose Aldo versus Uriah Faber. My legs like the
All
next
swollen.
day, it was like ground beef. It was terrible. But it was one of those things where like we were cool. I was happy. Like in the end, I was happy he kicked me because if he would have tried to knock me out, I'd probably been unconscious for sure. He was like 14-1 amateur MMA fighter. Like you should have been a pro like 2 years ago. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
He's sandbagging
fighting.
everybody.
Yeah, I was like, dude, no, I ain't trying to get knocked out by this dude. But yeah, it was one of those things in sparring. Every time I'd get the better of somebody, they'd get Superman. I had to, go into war with, your training partners. It's one of those things that's not, in the end, they're not really mad at you. It's just
that they got hit.
Everyone's watching. You just hit this dude,
Yeah, I've seen when people try to instigate it, like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Well, like, go another one,
Yeah.
and they're just getting heated.
Oh yeah, and it happens all the time. But yeah, luckily I gave up the MMA after just a couple, just a couple times. I said I'm not gonna pursue the fighting because I was getting hit all the time, which was fine. Boxing wise is fine, but like I was so far behind with any kind of kicks at the time. And it was like, and I still trained them. I trained Muay Thai for a little bit. I did continued boxing for a while, but obviously I fell in love with Jiu Jitsu. So I stuck with Jiu Jitsu the most, but I don't think I'd ever take, like another fight with like anywhere. I just don't think it'd be good for me.
Like a Muay Thai fight under it.
I don't know. Like if I did anything, like I would do like an MMA fight and then just like
trying to take it to the ground.
Just to see if I can, hang in there one more time. But like realistically, it's not like I'm going to be a pro at this age. I'm like, everyone's retired at this age, unless you're Randy Couture or
coming back.
Yeah. Or, Teixeira, no one's fighting past, 35 anymore. Everyone's trying to get out with all their brain cells. No one's trying to talk like Stipe and
or look like Michael Bisping with no eye.
I don't need any of that in my life. It's dangerous enough with jiu-jitsu for me and, with leg locks and everything. I try to stay up with everything, all the new, movements and just stay focused on always being active, in jiu-jitsu. But like, eventually there'll be a time where I'm just like not going to compete anymore. And then I can just be like, well, I used to do that stuff. I remember back in my day.
We should just train in the backyard.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I seen a buddy of mine graduated from the university out here. Well, I did MMA while he was out here. So his freshman year here, I was out back at home doing MMA. And now that he graduated, now he's doing MMA. And I'm still out here.
Yeah.
And he came out here, but I don't know why he was out here, but I seen him and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, you should go to my gym. You should do MMA again. He's trying to convince me to come over to his gym and to fight again.
Yeah. You're still young. You got plenty of stuff, but like,
it's just a different, like, it's a lot harder than to train for a fight, have actual fight camp. It's like, you got to put everything aside and like, this is your training.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything can happen once that cage is locked.
Yeah. And you never know. And obviously you can study fights and study fighters, but yeah, it's always different when you're in there. You can have a good day. You can have a bad day.
You never know what's coming.
You just don't know. Yeah.
Be like Usman the last minute of the fight.
And get KO.
Out.
Exactly. Nate, one of my best friends, his last MMA fight, I was in his corner and he was beating this dude, just almost had a rear naked choke, just messing him up, do whatever. This dude caught him with a knee, sliced his eyebrow. And Nate, I didn't know at the time because Nate held on to him and had a good position. Nate ended up getting, I think he got rear naked choked by him. And he told me afterwards when we got back to the locker room, he's like, yeah, it like knocked me out for a minute. Like I didn't know where I was for like a little bit. And I was like, damn, couldn't even tell because his reaction was to grab him. And he kept going. I'm just thinking, like, yeah, fuck, I don't need none of that. I was like, I'll just stay on the side. I'll be the corner man. I'll help you train for anything. But like, damn, I don't know if I want to, I don't know. Cause like, I know my family would see it. I know my kid would want to see it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want that. If it's a loss, like that's not, I'd have to keep fighting till I won, then quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't go out on an L like that.
No, yeah, I know my brother had got a concussion his first fight. After the fight, whatever, he's walking around the cage. And I see him because I'm recording outside, obviously, and he's pointing at me.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing back at him. And whatever, he goes, obviously the doctors check on him. His whole team's cheering him on, like, good job, it's his first fight. And he looks at them and says, did I win? He's like, I don't remember what happened.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, I asked him too, I'm like, do you remember pointing at me?
Yeah.
He goes, no, I don't remember seeing you. I'm like, dude, you were pointing at me, like looking at me.
Right
like, yeah. He's like, I don't remember that.
Damn. Yeah. See, it's just too risky. I mean, obviously, being younger is one thing. Like I said, I used to throw down back in the day, but now, like having a kid.
Yeah. I was going to say, now you have a kid, so now you have bigger responsibilities.
Yeah. Like even with work, like I was saying earlier, before the podcast, like I used to work for, Ameren for the electrical company. I used to subcontract to them to clear power lines. And it used to be, I was making like, I mean, at the time, I think it was like 2013, 2014. I was working for them still, and I was making like $26 an hour then, which has got to be like close to 30 something now, if not, and they laid me off, and like, it was the happiest day of my life. My kid was about to be born. It was like, I think it was 2 weeks before my kid was born. And to this day, like, I always bitch and tell everybody like, oh, I can't believe they laid me off right when my kids were born. I'm like, I was the happiest thing, the best thing I could ever.
Was it long hours?
It was just dangerous. Like I was like 105 feet in the air, strapped to a tree that's about to break, reaching out to cut lines off power line. The power's still on. Like they never shut. Thing is, like for the line clearance guys, power would never be shut off. So like if the electrical work, the actual, electric company would come out, those guys would always have the power off, but we never did. So like there was times where I cut a branch, and if it's really windy, that branch would sit across the 3 power line and just like explode, light, fire everywhere. And I was like, it was the scariest stuff ever. And if it's touching you, you die.
Yeah. You're going out.
Yeah. Every Monday for 5 years, they would bring out the weekly reports of all the accidents that would happen. And it was like, young kid, like 23, 24-year-old dudes that are working, dying. And like people trying to steal copper off of the electrical poles, dying because they're getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
They're trying to cut it with like axes
some wire cutters.
Yeah. And they're just getting electrocuted. It's like that grounds the power, but they don't know that. They don't tell you about those things. Well, I actually had I had a trip, one of my last storm trips where like we go overnight. And it was actually in East St. Louis, which is terrible. It's a terrible neighborhood as far as dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous in Illinois, probably the United States, honestly, but in Illinois for sure. And it was at night, probably about 1:30 in the morning, no power in this whole place. And I'm walking through people's backyards to try to clear their trees. And I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, these neighborhoods. And it's just like, I came across a guy that he'd touched a wire that was on the ground, but it was a live wire and it killed him. And we had to like call it in and whatever, And it's one of those things I was like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah, like, I don't want to see this again.
I was making great money, but I had no responsibilities at the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, as the second I thought about, my kid being born, the same thing. It's like, I don't know.
You got that dad mentality now. Like, can't just look up to myself now.
Now I got to like think about what I'm doing. So I got laid off, didn't do that anymore, and I just stuck with training. Actually, that's actually the reason I opened the gym. I was able to open the gym because
more time.
I got the unemployment. My unemployment checks were $900 a check for 8 months. They paid me that without working. So I was like making great money.
Yeah, I like this.
And so I opened the gym with that, and that's basically how it works. I've had the gym has been open basically since my kid was born. So it kind of like happened all at the same time.
So the perfect timing.
Yeah. So I was like, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And at the time I was mad, but like I said, if I went to go fight now, like how stupid would it be? I get brain damage and I'm trying to, take care of my child.
What's that boxer, that Puerto Rican boxer that still can't?
God. Yeah. He's messed up.
Yeah.
When I see his pictures.
After like one fight.
Yeah. When I see pictures of him, like you can tell.
I feel bad because I'm like, he looked like he was pretty good. Like
he was winning the fights.
Yeah, he was winning the fights. He was doing. He was a young prospect at the time.
I can't remember his name, but I remember like he shows him like hugging the ring girl when he's got like winning and stuff, and then like out of nowhere he's just like all messed.
Like now I think he's trying to learn how to walk again.
Yeah. He was in a wheelchair. He's been in a wheelchair for like ever. And it's terrible. But it's one of those things like. Freak accidents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's just like a freak accident.
Yeah, but like that could be you. You never know. It could be anybody. Like that dude, the Jiu Jitsu. I don't know if you've seen it, but
with the dude with his neck,
got paralyzed.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, he got paralyzed, but he was paralyzed for like 3 months. I know it's still bad, but like that should be a lesson to you to not do crazy shit. Like if you're gonna do, but the dude's like mountain climbing. Still, and now
living on the edge.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, he obviously can't have a family because you wouldn't do those things. In my opinion, I would never do those things. But yeah, it just worries me because anything can happen at any time, and we all want to think that we're gonna live forever. You always think of, well, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Tomorrow this. Realistically,
we all got to end it.
Yeah, it's gonna end one day. So you got to really, count your blessings, do what you can, and make the best of it. That's why I come here every day. Even when sometimes there's people not here, sometimes people here, I'm here every day because you know what? One of these times
it's bound to work.
It's bound to work out. You just got to make it happen.
Yeah, be consistent with it.
Yeah. And, obviously I have I'm trying to get all the things organized to get my schedule and everything posted up the way I want it. But, once it happens, like I truly believe it'll just fix itself. I'm just going to continue on and keep doing what I love to do. And, I hope that when you go back home, you get to do the same, whether it be jiu-jitsu or whatever else you end up doing. I hope that gets to, continue for you as well. I know that you're going to go work, you're going to try to transfer from work over there as well. Are you done with school? Like is school kind of done?
I'm currently doing a real estate class actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why I want to move back because I feel like, just better for just selling houses. The market will probably be a little easier to work with.
You'll have so much more property.
Exactly.
Yeah, real estate.
Not here. You got to find a farmer.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that's one reason I also want to move back. So yeah, I'm currently doing a real estate class online.
Cool. Yeah. See, that's one thing I didn't know, but
I want to build my monopoly. So whenever anyone lands on my spot, I'm going to charge my rent.
There you go. And up there, up north, when you think about, properties, like the cash value for a property is going to be so much higher than down here. I mean, we're not small here, but in comparison, we're tiny. So that's pretty cool. I hope that takes off. You got to do, you're going to be like sales or you're going to do, renting.
Well, I would want to work for someone at first, obviously. And this is what my plan is. Like, fingers crossed. And we got to help me out with this, but, I would like to do obviously do sales, but work under somebody else's real estate company.
Some other company. I got you.
But I would also love to have on the side, my own buildings and I can buy them with my money that I make, whatever. And then just have rent it out and then just have that as an extra.
As passive income.
Correct. Yeah. So I'll be working my 9 to 5, basically selling homes and buying homes, whatever.
Then you get that. That's when you get that travel voucher. You start traveling.
That's what I mean. I want to start my monopoly so I can be traveling. More time for practice, more time for
just life.
Well, at work now, working that 9 to 5, you got 8 hours. And you only make a certain amount of money no matter how hard you work.
Yeah.
As opposed to working something like sales. You work as hard as you work those 8 hours, you can do it in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Make double the income.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you cut your hours of work and have more money and then have more time for whatever you want to do.
All
practice, vacation.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that'd be that's the dream. I mean, being able to work less and make more money.
Exactly.
Can't go wrong, right?
But it's not going to be easy. I know that. It's not.
It's
Nothing's easy. Nothing's given for free.
it's good though. It's good not to expect it to be easy. It's, the struggles will happen. Good things come and go. That's actually one of my memories came up on the little site on Facebook. It was in English and Spanish, but it said basically like, if something's bad, don't worry about it because nothing lasts forever. But it said on the flip side, like if things are going well, like nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
So enjoy it while you can, and always remember, you got to keep working hard to make things work. Whether it be the training or, studying, doing your classes. Even having just a diploma of any kind is going to be, that's going to be huge. These days, I feel like, I think ever since, 2017 or 18, I think you have to have any degree, even associate's degree in random stuff to move up in most businesses nowadays. I don't think you can advance without an associate.
Yeah, diploma's starting to be more handy nowadays.
Yeah, even if it's not for what you went to school for. I mean, you can be like, I went to cosmetic school for like makeup, but then I'm like, hey, you went to school, so I mean, that's a degree, and that helps you.
I've been told by like police officers from like Chicago.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, if you want to be a police officer, like all you need is 21 credits. Doesn't matter in what, just 21 credits and just college credits.
Yeah.
And you can apply for like the academy and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'd imagine police officer in Chicago makes a pretty damn good amount of money. Here, I got a buddy here that joined, and I actually was going to take the job, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I thought about it long and hard, but he took the job, and he just got a sign-on bonus for here. They gave him an extra 20 grand, and I think he makes 70 a year here. So I can't imagine what they make in Chicago. Cause your life's a little
I've heard it's not, I've heard it's not fun.
No, it can't be.
They told me like, it's not fun here. You don't want to go here.
Yeah.
Like, go find somewhere else. Like, I'm not telling you not to be a cop, but just not in the city.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it with the, I really thought about it long and hard, but I just don't think that in my eyes, like, I don't think I could see myself having that role and not wanting to be lenient towards people
and understanding.
Cause like,
I've been
in the shit. Like I've had some of the worst luck in the world, and I've had some of the best luck in the world. And I'd feel bad for people. And I feel like when you're a cop, you kind of got
that role already too.
Yeah. You got to push it to the side and just stick to what you're supposed to do. You stick to the book. And I'm like, I couldn't do it.
Never give anyone a ticket.
Yeah. I'd be like, unless it's blatant, if like some old lady like rolled through a stop sign, like I wouldn't be able to give that person a ticket. Like, come on, just go home. Like, get out of here. A little kid, like
revoke her license.
16-year-old driving past 10 at night or 11 or whenever the driving curfew is. Like, I'd be like,
just go home.
Like, get out of here.
Like, go home. Like,
these guys here, man, they'll park your car and drive your ass. They don't give a shit. And so like, I don't know. I don't think I could bring myself to do it. It's just not. It wasn't the job for me, which I'm glad I didn't do it now. But at the time, I was being offered a pretty good offer, and I just, I wouldn't have moved.
Not for you.
I would have been in Arcola still. I would have just in that small town.
Is there anything happen out there? Just
nothing.
Driving around giving parking tickets.
Exactly. And like the whole time, like the most I'm going to do is somebody like blew stop sign or somebody was speeding or you got a tail light out. In Arcola, you're not looking at gunshots. You're not looking at crazy things. Like the craziest thing over there is probably DUI. That's probably what you're going to get. And it's like, come on. Like every man on my dad's side of the family has a DUI, multiple DUIs. None of them have just one. All of them have multiples. Like, just get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, give me the keys and you got to walk home.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of guy I probably would have been. It's like, it's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. So I just didn't do it. I didn't do it. But
it is a dangerous job though. You never know who you see.
Yeah. To each their own, everybody's going to have, crazy days at work. And if you're a cop, your chances are going to be higher than a lot of other people. If you're working at Subway, less chances. But,
you're a little safer inside.
Yeah. Managing produce at Costco it's been fairly easy. So
Put the apples there, bananas on that side.
yeah, fucking, that's good enough. You know what I mean? But no, it's it's definitely weird looking back now and seeing where everything's gone
Yeah.
in life, but I'm lucky and fortunate to have always had, 10 fingers, 10 toes and being able to do jiu-jitsu as much as I have, even with injuries. Jiu-jitsu's kind of pushed me through just about everything I've done.
I see it as more as a therapy kind
Yeah,
of.
oh, man.
Because once you're in here, any problems that I've had like outside of work stays out of work. Like right now, my mindset is jiu-jitsu right now. I can't get choked out.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You don't think about it. And then, halfway home on the drive, you're like, oh
Back to
shit,
reality.
life.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All the pain is back.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing a lot of people don't talk about in jiu-jitsu is there's times where, like you said, your wrist is hurting. There's times where I have like all day, like I've been in pain, but also rolling and like nothing hurts. And then when I leave, I'm like, oh, my body.
I shouldn't have rolled over it.
Yeah. I was like, damn,
Like I knew it hurt.
I shouldn't have messed with that. But the whole time I'm doing it, it's like the pain's not there. I'm not thinking about it at all. And it's just a crazy thing. I don't know. It's a crazy thing for me. I'm glad that, like I said, I'm able to do it. You always got to remember there's people out there that can't even walk, can't do anything. I'm like, I might be old and, getting older there, but at least I can still be out here doing it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It was fun. Just like I said, I just threw this together and we did a quick little interview here on the podcast. And I thank you. And I'm glad that you came in and I got to meet you and, you've been able to train. Like, we had good, 6, 7 rolls today.
Yeah.
It's nice. And I'm very fortunate to have you here. You're really good.
I appreciate you receiving me with open hands here.
Yeah. It's been fun. Obviously we hope to get, more people through the door. Hope you get to get some people met. Hopefully Friday on the open mat, we can get some more numbers in here and get some people you can beat up on before we leave. If nothing else,
now we'll have to dojo storm.
Right. We'll go to one of these other gyms out here and just beat up on people and put it on my TikTok. But no, thank you. And, like I said, as always, thank you for giving or taking that one chance.